this is what she meant when she told me she was going home and being released from the hospital. Because I told my grandmother this at the hospital, that my mom was like, she was supposed to be going home. She told me that Friday she was being released from the hospital and she was good and all, there was nothing wrong with her anymore. And my grandmother asked the doctors, who my mother told me that had told her, she said the doctors told her she was going home or being released to go home on Friday. And my grandmother asked everybody in that hospital about that. Nobody told my mom that she was going home. No doctor, no nurse, nobody in that hospital told my mom that. All I can think in that moment was she knew. And they say that, and even when I was younger I used to hear people say things like that. Until it really happened to my mother did I know that that is the truth. Like, she knew she was going to pass away. And it's just, you know, people ask me, how do I live with it? Like, how did I not go insane? And honestly, I felt in so many ways prior to this happening that God was preparing me for it. And like I said, the littlest things, from grocery shopping to washing my own clothes to everything I had to do without my mom, I was doing. Even in that short period of time before she passed away, I was learning to do those things. I was learning to do it without even realizing it, because I was going to have to do those things on my own without my mom there to really walk me through it or teach me, like, you know, some 18-year-old parents still teach some things, even though, you know. And it made me feel like he was preparing me. And honestly, that in a sense helped me get through it. I still, to this day, I'm 30 years old today, and I still to this day, I randomly break down. I cry to myself. I can be driving and something will just I think about my mom every day. To be able to have to think about a person every day, like, I mean every day. There's not a day since she passed away that my mom, since my mom passed away, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. It could be something small. It could be about her hair. It can be about her clothes. It could be just something that I remember about her. Every day I think about my mom. And I love that. I love that I have those memories, and just so many great memories with my mom. It's ridiculous. I really just, I believe in God, and I feel like God has helped me to get through it. Basically, how my mother ended up passing away, the doctor ended up telling us that it ended up being blood clots to the heart. So she passed away from blood clots to the heart, which was a result of the preeclampsia. So the preeclampsia just started shutting down my mom's organs, and it literally just completely messed up her whole entire system. Like, they had my mom on dialysis at one point. My mom was young. My mom was only 39 when she passed away. So, you know, it was just really odd to think that my mom passed away because of preeclampsia complications, and then ultimately passed away from blood clots to the heart. It's really difficult for me to think that, you know, my mom really wanted another child. I was the only child. She really wanted another baby. And just as a woman, to be able to give birth to a human and want to give birth to a human, and with trying and going through the process of being pregnant and being diagnosed with something like preeclampsia, that ultimately you can pass away from preeclampsia, or your child, or both. So in order for my mom to survive, they had to take the baby early. It was a little girl. My mom did end up naming her Genesis. So in my heart and in my spirit, I have a little sister who passed away. But yeah, so ultimately my mom passed away from blood clots to the heart, which is still very, I mean, it's still very hard for me to think about that. But it happens, and that's how she passed away. I can honestly say that what helps me to get by every day is still thinking about my mom and having those memories and the fun times that we shared and all those great things. I also feel like what helps me to move on and go on, should I say, is knowing that my mother will be proud of the choices that I make. I try to live my life as good as I possibly can and do things and accomplish goals and everything because I know that my mother will want me to. My mother will want me to be great. My mother will want me to be successful in anything that I do. My mother believed that I was very talented. I want to be able to show that to the world. I want to be able to show that to myself, that I can get through things. With those type of thoughts and, like I said, memories with my mom, those help me to get by. You never get past it. You never you don't forget ever. Like, it's something you can never forget. I will never ever forget my mother, ever. It saddens me. I get very emotional and sad when I think about my wedding day, and I can even cry now because just the minute I said it, it's like, ugh, sorry. I think about getting married, and I think about my children that I want to have one day, not knowing their grandmother, my mother not being able to attend my wedding. I think about those type of times, and I see my friends with their moms, and you know, there are times where I really get sad about it. And you know, I know that God has a plan for me, and you know, and I know that I have an angel watching over me at all times. There has been so many things that I've gotten through because I know that my mother was watching over me, like completely. God and my mom, like, period. And you know, like I said, I always have hard times. You're never not gonna have a hard time. You will always get sad, but you have to be strong enough to know that that person wants you to be great, and you just have to be great. And that is what helps me to get through. I did feel comfortable enough today for the first time to really share this story. Like I said, I get asked all the time, and those close to me know what has happened. Those who don't really know, now you do. I hope that this story can help others who have either lost a parent, a loved one, or something, to help you get through it. You are not alone at all. And just know that praying to not only God, but even to that person. I pray to my mom all the time. I talk to my mom. I have conversations. I still celebrate my mom on her birthday. Today is don't give me the line, sorry. Today is the 18th of September. I hate the month of September. It's my least favorite month. She passed away on September 28th of 2005. This month, no matter what I do, I get emotional just out of nowhere. It's like clockwork. As soon as September hits, I'm extremely emotional. I get needy. I try to cling on to people, whether it's friends, family. Like, I end up like being very clingy, and I've always done that in this month, and I know why. I don't purposely do it. It naturally happens. But like I said, you're not the only person out there if you've ever lost somebody, and I can relate. And I hope that this video helps those out there who have had loss in their life, who don't know how to get through or how to continue to live, because it's so hard living in a world without my mom. I'll say that. It is very hard to live in a world that she no longer exists. But I believe in God, and I know that He is getting me through it, and my mother would only want to see me happy and only want to see me get through. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long for you guys, and if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to leave a comment, and thank you for watching.